I didn't see you there.
I can't turn left. I'm not an ambi-turner.
How's everybody doing out there, Beverage Bloodbath? Still feeling good? Still excited about fantasy football? I know some of you that are looking to take the long dive off the deep end.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking?
This is everybody's favorite commissioner, Young Nick Dukes, checking back in with you guys after week 6 action, your weekly recaps, of course, trying to get to them as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. Trying to be as chipper as I can, as my young child is getting increasingly fussier as the days go on. I also feel that I'm slowly losing my mind, as every day seems like Groundhog's Day. It's repetitive in nature.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Almost as repetitive in nature as yours truly winning yet again. I know it seems like I'm beating a dead horse, and I apologize for that, but I will not apologize for the wins. No exception this week as we get into our first matchup. This is one I was personally excited to be a part of, as the real BFFs of the office go head to head. Another massive outing for Put Up Your Dukes as I take out Miss Mary Cologne. Detroit versus everybody. Pretty much Mary versus everybody at this point. It's hard to find just one stud in my lineup, obviously. As you can see, I got 2 of them this week, both at 25 fantasy points between Jalen Hurts and Derrick Henry. Outstanding. An unfortunate outing from backup running back Jordan Mason in San Francisco. He left that game early in the first half, leaving only 8 points on the board and never coming back to see any more action. Not as hard to find the holes in Mary's lineup this week as we see rookie wideout Marvin Harrison Jr. in Arizona drop a goose egg on the week. Her stud, naturally, repping that green and gold, baby. Jordan Love with 33 fantasy points has an outstanding game and another win. And the Packers are hitting their stride. Truly remaining still undefeated in the league. As I win 171-101 the final. Mary, I hope we can remain friends.
H before beauty coat, jeez.
Whatever.
Matchup number 2 is sad, to say the least, as the 2 bottom scorers in this week's matchups go head-to-head against each other. And the win goes to Gabby Sanchez. We're not worthy 91 points to take out Max Maniacs, who only got 75 this week. And I thought he was in danger of becoming the season low scorer. After abysmal outings from Max Duds this week, Dak Prescott with 3 points, Jerome Ford with 1 point, he was actually trailing way behind coming into Monday Night Football and only had Breece Hall left. I thought he was going to steal that title as season low scorer away from Gabby. Alas, 21 points from Breece Hall, and he ends up finishing with 75, only 1 point ahead of the season low score. As a matter of fact, the second highest scorer on Mac's team this week was his kicker. And the rest of his team looked like they got in some kind of a freak gasoline fight accident. On the other side of the ball, it wasn't much better for Gabby. She started 2 inactive players. James Cook was out for the Bills, and Devontae Adams was on a holdout before he got traded over to the Jets. By sheer dumb luck, she gets the best matchup she could have asked for this week and still pulls off a win, even with 2 zeros. So kudos to you, Gabs. 91-75 the final. Matchup number 3. Don't look now, but it looks like a beta is on a hot streak as he gets a win this week, 136-116 over the Musty Frog Hustlers.
So hot right now.
Not the worst outing that we've seen from Quentin's injury-riddled team, but an unfortunate dud outing from Saquon Barkley. Only 6 fantasy points. It's not going to do it. His stud was actually DeAndre Swift from Chicago in the London game, who got him 21 fantasy points. We have another team with an inactive start, as Zach leaves Ramondre Stevenson in his lineup, 0 points from a guy who didn't even end up playing. Apparently it doesn't matter. You can just start guys that are not playing or that are inactive or injured and somehow still pull out W's. That's fantasy, folks.
Good point.
A god-tier performance from Chris Godwin in Tampa Bay. 35 fantasy points after 11 catches, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Between him and Josh Allen, Zach Studs lead him to victory, and he pulls out another win. 136-116 the final. Matchup number 4 is another close margin, actually, with the Graveyard Gritty getting the win this week. Chris Cron's 149 over Cole's 133. I believe it's the first time on the season that Lamar Jackson is actually not Chris Cron's stud this week. His stud is backup Giants running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. Takes a flyer off the waiver wire, ends up getting 22 fantasy points out of it. A hell of a week for kickers, actually, as his second highest scorer is going to be his kicker with 19 fantasy points. On the other side of this matchup is a massive outing from Cole. 133 points is nothing to bat an eye at. His stud, 25 points from Bijan Robinson. He finds the end zone twice for his first time this season. His dud, though, Jawan Jennings, only 5 fantasy points, and it looks like that receiver core over in San Fran is finally getting a little convoluted. Left a few desirable points on the bench, but it still wouldn't have been enough as he takes another loss, and Krantz pulls out the win, 149 over Cole's 133. Matchup number 5 is big matchup time. Here's a couple heavy hitters going head-to-head, and who comes out on top? The Cove Side Crushers takes out Sharpshooters 162 to 151. Bossman got out to a huge lead on Thursday night with Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker, and George Kittle all going crazy for double-digit scores. And he thought it might have been over before it even started. Sunday morning, here comes Tyler back with a vengeance after Baker Mayfield gets 33 fantasy points and massive outings from Terry McLaurin and A.J. Brown, fresh off of injury. He took a flyer on any running back, Trey Sermon, who only gets him 2 points this week, ends up as Tyler's dud, but it didn't matter as his team rose from the ashes to put a whooping on the Sharpshooters. Tough putting up 151 points, knowing that Sharp could have beat almost anybody else in the league this week. It's just matchups can be matchups. Sometimes fantasy just sucks that way. Would you agree, Mr. Sharp?
He's absolutely right.
That's what I thought. 162 to 151 is the final, and Tyler back in the win column. Welcome back, kid. So there you have it, everybody. Week 6 officially in the books. Already moving on to week 7. Not much more to say than I already have, so let's give you your week 6 high and low scores. I would say it kills me to say this again, but you know in my heart that it does not. Your top high score is going to be put up your Dukes, 171 fantasy points. Your week 6 low score, this one does kill me because I'd like to see the guy succeed at something. Only 75 points for Max Maniacs, taking a huge loss this week, and I feel for you, brother, having to walk in that office every day and look at me in the face after getting spanked that way. Moving on to week 7, check your waiver wires, throw out some trades, try to strengthen your roster as best you can. Let's get it popping. Thanks for checking back in. I'll see you guys after week 7. Commish out.
Okay, wait, hold the phone. I had to come back and make an edit before I send this out because I completely missed my end credits. This is what I get for filming instead of checking back on my work previously. But Max Maniacs with 75 points is officially your season low score. Honorable mention, Gabby with 91 points would have broken her own record previously. So, my bad. Sorry, I had to come back in and throw this in the end. A little PS for you. But yeah, breaking news. You heard it here first. Max Maniac, season low score, 75 points. All right, officially, commish out.